Farm4Profit podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm4Profit podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm4Profit podcast.
So are you giving our listeners advice to listen to another podcast besides ours?
No, that was in confidentiality. I didn't think you were recording yet.
Oh, well, we're always recording.
Okay.
We are always recording. We love all of our listeners. Thanks for coming back to the Farm for Fun episode here on the Farm for Profit podcast. Corey and Tanner here sitting in the studio.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
It's a rain day during spring, so if you catch this episode after you're done planting, we recorded this before we got planted.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any corn in the ground
It
yet.
is April 18th. I have 0 corn in the ground, but I do have all of my beans in the ground, which is pretty much opposite of what there is a lot of corn in the ground up here.
That's exactly right. We'll see if it pays off for you.
I hope so.
Feels like a little bit of a bold strategy.
If I don't lose any yield, it's a win
Oh, that's fair.
because I leverage my time,
Yeah.
right? And got all the bugs worked out of the planter and all that kind of stuff on beans.
I was listening, and we'll be at the Farm Progress Show again this fall.
Yep.
It's, of course, just a couple miles away from the studio, but they've already got all their corn planted. So they're excited about demos this fall being more mature corn.
That'll be good. Hopefully they have some short maturing corn too.
Yeah. Everything's working for us. So what do you say? Should we get into
Let's
our
do it.
guest?
I'm ready to go.
For the day, I'm going to play with the soundboard again.
There you go. Is there a beat that drops on this one?
Yeah.
Oh, there is, so I got to wait.
It's coming. 3, 2, 1.
Nice beat drop. I'll just start. Today on the Farm for Fun show, we are back live in studio. It feels so good. We've been on the road for so long. It's been a while since we recorded. Today we got another social media super farmer. This is 4th generation farmer. Makes his way through life farming corn, soybeans, alfalfa, grass, and black Angus cattle. He records it all to entertain his audience of over 48,000 on Instagram, 172,000 on Facebook, and over 270 on YouTube. Whoa. He also has a partnership with RFD TV and Farmer Grain. Please welcome from southeastern South Dakota, Cole Sonny of Sonny Farms.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, buddy?
Make me sound pretty good there. I like that.
Yeah, how's it going,
If I
man?
could start my every day with you going through that whole spiel, alarm goes off and it's just you.
Yeah.
Pepping me up.
We will send you the recording.
People rely on you. You need to get up with this amount of attitude today.
That would be great.
That would be great. So what's going on up there, man? Has any field work happened up there on the 18th of April?
No planting like you were talking about. And
Yeah.
I got to ask you, aren't you a little worried about them little beans? We got some 26-degree weather coming later this week and next week.
Yes, it is supposed to be lows in the 30, 31, 30, I think, the next 3 days here. But I checked last night. I got a sprout on my beans about like that, and I planted them very deep.
How big was that?
Like that.
What else do you measure with that?
I don't know.
That's like 4 to 6 inches.
Yeah, it looks like 4 to 6 inches. Probably your ice cube. Yeah, it's already melted. But
didn't last
I'm
long.
not too worried about them. I did April 7th planted beans in 2020, just one field, and they got kind of frosted. I mean, I think what we're finding out is the beans are a lot tougher than we ever gave them credit for. Sure, if you get a real hard frost, when they're a couple inches out of the ground, that could be bad. But quite frankly, we usually plant too thick anyway. So, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's free replant from most seed companies anymore.
It's just gaming the system.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're still out your actual cost and fuel of wear and tear on the tractor and your time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a calculated gamble. Would that be right?
Calculated risk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you guys plant your corn first? You're a lot further north than us, though.
Yeah, we do plant our corn first. And we usually start on the 25th. And even then, we'll still get a little frost, but
Yeah.
Corn's just fine. But other than that, for field work, there's been some people getting some tillage done. I just got fertilizing most of it done on Monday right before that rain. So a lot of urea got soaked into the ground. That's perfect timing.
Nice. Do you guys spread all your own?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Nice.
The only thing we don't do around here is spray our own fields.
Really? See, we're opposite. We hire someone to spread our fertilizer, minus the anhydrous. We put our anhydrous on, or UAN. We'll do that like side dress, but everything else is pretty much custom, and then we spray everything ourselves. Except for your family. You guys.
We hire all the spraying done
spraying.
and spread a lot of manure.
Yeah.
So we don't have any commercial fertilizer spread.
Okay.
Put on our
You
own
have enough
anhydrous.
manure to cover.
We have more than enough.
Really?
Yep. I could bring you manure right now if you wanted it.
Bring it down for free.
I'll take it.
Not for free.
Oh.
But don't you have a problem? I guess if you're trying to fulfill your end requirement, aren't you putting too much pee out there, and vice versa?
So it's beef, it's cattle manure. Based upon the samples that we've got back, we're pretty good. Like I said, we'll put our anhydrous out.
You're not relying 100% on that for your nitrogen needs.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was asking more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, anhydrous goes down for our end
So your
requirements.
P and K and your micros,
Yep.
sulfur and all that kind of stuff. So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And we get about 20% of our nitrogen out of it.
Yeah. You just can't rely on all that nitrogen to be there.
Correct.
It will be there at some point, just maybe not that
Yeah.
year. We learned that the hard way on hog manure. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, cool. Let's go back to the beginning, man. Did you grow up on the farm that you're on now?
Yeah. Different house, but same general location. We've been here all my life. Played sports, small town school. I graduated with 22 kids.
Oh, I was going to ask him.
Uh,
I think you're the first guest that we've had.
did I win?
Yeah, you're first guest that has had less than me. I graduated with 31.
Okay.
That's 72.
The class after me, I think they were down to 16 or 17.
Wow.
But then after that, went to college at South Dakota State, majored in agronomy, and took some animal husbandry classes as well. And went home for spring break in 2020. That was my last year. And COVID started, so never went back, and kind of did the rest of the half of the semester online, which was good and bad. A lot of professors, they hadn't experienced that before, so it was pretty much, we don't even need to take a final,
Yeah.
You don't have to do that assignment, so, yeah. So it turned out all right.
Dave tells us a lot that before COVID, we had all the resources. We had the technology and the availability to do a lot of things like online classes and online teaching. It just propelled the adoption of it a lot further because that's the only option you had.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Some parts of it was nice. Some not so nice. But yeah.
So you're up there farming by yourself or with family?
No, so essentially I work for my dad. I am piecing some stuff together. I was able to buy a piece of land a couple years ago, and so I owe my soul to the bank. I have 35 cows, and I don't know. Between what Dad's got going on, what I got going on, we stay pretty busy. Although he is on vacation right now, and planting starts like tomorrow, so he's enjoying a little free time. I actually got some bee's wings in my eye right now because I was just hauling grain right before I came in, and I can't get this sucker out of here. But we're just getting prepared, fertilizing, hauling a little grain out, and it will be go time here probably next week.
So is your dad a frugal individual?
I would say for the most part.
So
he grew up not knowing that there was replacement staples for fence. He just thought you had to recycle because that they don't make any more of them. That's the way he grew up, kind of that waste not, want not, lick your plate clean type of generation. So I would say he's frugal. Yeah.
So did he get a deal on a vacation that wasn't during spring break and wasn't during summer break and was when nobody goes on vacation?
No, it was really just a timing thing. He thought he could fit it in, and it's going all right. I haven't lost a calf while he's gone, and nothing's going overlooked. So, no, I scheduled one for the end of May, the week of the 22nd, and so hopefully we're done planting then. We're not quite haying, so we're just fitting in vacations whenever we can because that's how it is. You're busy.
Man, that's pretty ballsy. You're betting on the weather there that you can get done in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I guess if we're not done, Dad's gonna have to fend for himself for a while.
Yep.
You're going to be
Yep.
on vacation when this show airs.
Am I?
He is.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, perfect. You can listen to it on the beach or wherever you. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you tell us exactly where you're at right now? Yeah. Just kidding.
So you guys in the middle of calving right now?
Yeah, towards the end, there's probably only 15 left.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's all cow calf, or do you raise some up to market too?
Yeah, so a large portion of what we do is cow calf, but we also have feedlots for another few hundred head. So we in the fall and winter months, Dad starts buying feeders, and we background. So
Okay.
buy them at around 400 or 500 pounds and sell them at about 800-900 pounds.
Okay.
Have we had a backgrounder on before?
I know we've talked about it. I don't know if we've actually had a specific backgrounder on, but I know the cattle market's been pretty good to you guys here lately.
Yep, it's been good. It's pretty hard not to make a profit in a bull market. So
Yeah.
that's been nice. It has softened a little bit lately, but it's getting to the point where what's the consumer willing to pay? And then also, I just heard Biden let beef from Paraguay or something, like another country, foreign meat is now allowed here. And
What do they
So
have,
that-
like 35 cows?
yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah.
What
so
is behind that? Why do they? Why would they do that?
well, it's not going to help the American farmers, but it could potentially help the American consumer if it makes beef a little bit more
Affordable?
reasonably priced.
Yeah.
So
The Affordable Beef Act.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, wow. There's 13.8 million head
In Paraguay?
In Paraguay.
2019?
based upon data from 2019. Roughly 300,000 head more than the previous year. So they're stocking up.
Gotcha. Do
what's there in the U.S.? Like 80 million, 100 million?
Wow. Hopefully Google has...
28.2 million beef cows.
So we have... What did you say, 18?
That's it.
That's what it says.
Huh. So does
That's
all...
just the cows. That's not...
Yeah, does all your beef... Do you sell it to like one of the big four, or do you go to some direct-to-consumer?
So Dad actually sells purebred Angus bulls. So a lot of them just go to other farms for their commercial herd. A lot of our heifers we breed, and we either calve them out ourselves or we sell them to other folks as a bred heifer. Of course, the backgrounding, another feedlot will buy those and finish them out. But this last year was the first time that we finished some out and went direct to consumer with some online beef sales. We only did 6 head, and we chose them because they were in the breeding lot and they didn't get bred, so they were available.
So are those
that's
the
a good
ones
selection
that you
process.
took down to Iowa for farmer grade?
Yep, down to Milo, Iowa. It's about a 5.5 hour drive for me one way, so it's a bit of a haul, but I don't know. It's a pretty exciting thing. All those viewers that have watched for some of them years and spent hours, tens, maybe even hundreds of hours with us. They watch these calves get born, raised, pasture turnout, weaning, all the way to the feedlot. And so, they're pretty invested in giving them the chance to eat some of our home-raised beef is a pretty cool thing.
That is great. So that's a great plan because you're selling direct to consumer, but you're not having to do the heavy lifting. You're making Sawyer do all the heavy lifting, right?
Well, we had to keep it alive, but
Okay.
yeah. No, definitely putting together an online sales website and all the shipping and just logistics of all that whole business is not fun or something that I was willing to do. So yeah, partnering with him was a pretty easy out for me.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to somehow do direct to consumer.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, he's right. When you count cows, cattle on feed, and calves, 92.1 million head in the U.S.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So explain more how farmer grade works, because we keep getting put in the spam filter for getting on Barn Talk.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't have the details on how farmer grade works. How do people get a hold of your meat? That didn't sound good.
How do they grab your meat?
How do you get it?
Ask nicely.
Now wait a
No,
minute.
I'm married.
Tiffany's not going to like that. See, we do our research here.
So how does farmer grade work? Well, they want to partner with people that are specifically in the social media area of agriculture, because the whole thing, it's an American product with a story that you get to watch. You know where it's coming from, and frankly, that's really good marketing. These brands, they build a pretty strong relationship with their viewers. And it's a good way to get the news out there that there's somewhere you can buy good raised meat. I mean, people always wonder where it's come from or how it was raised. And I mean, we got many videos showing exactly that.
That's great. That's great. So you are looking, you did 6 last year. And I know, I think I listened to the Barn Talk podcast. They're getting ready to do another run. Are you sending cattle down for that too?
Plan on it. It's kind of another one of those things where what doesn't get bred gets fattened.
Okay.
This year we're breeding 2 to 3 times as many as we did last year, so there's potential for 2 to 3 times as many opens. We'll just have to see.
So when a heifer doesn't get bred, are you guys using bulls or are you doing AI? I mean, you sell bulls, so I would assume maybe you're doing bulls. I don't know.
So we are all bull bred here.
Okay.
Wow.
Biggest reason for that is we've had some poor success with AI. You know, vet comes in, you spend a day doing that, and weeks prior you were getting them all cycled together, and then you get a 30-40% breed rate, and it's just kind of a headache. And it's like, well, you need a clean up bull anyway, so.
You're also touting your bulls. So what a better way to go about, hey, here's an example.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys have like a big bull sale every, the spring or summer that they do that?
Yeah, so actually last Friday was what we call Bull Day. It's all private treaty, first come, first serve. Every bull is the same price. So starting usually January 1st, we tell people, feel free to set up a time and come out and look at the bulls and pick them over. By and large, our main customer is repeat customer. And so honestly, they just call Brian and say, hey, I'll need 1, I'll need 2, just pick them out. Cause that's one of the things. When I think of my dad, I just think of honesty with his bull customers. He's always honest, and he does things the right way. So I think people understand that and know that too. So it's always whoever calls first, we'll start at the top of the list on what we think is the best bull and work our way down. And so, yeah. And usually April, towards the end of April on a Friday, we'll have Bull Day, which is when customers come, pick them up. We have a meal, usually give them a little gift. This year was a Sunny Farms Slappy, which is just a sorting whip flag.
Yeah.
So
Slappy.
Yeah.
I was not going to guess
that.
that being a sorting stick. A Slappy.
Well, it's got a flag on it, and so I don't know. My dad and I are weird, and we say things, so it's like slappy. We're children, really.
Yeah. So what are they looking for? I've sat through some bull sales before, and you get this book that's this thick, and it's got all these different numbers. I mean, what are they looking for in a good bull?
Well, those numbers will show you things like calving ease, how well that cow is going to have that calf without trouble. There's birth weight, there's weaning weight. So, the ideal genetics would really be something that calves easy. It's lighter weight at birth, but then at weaning, it's real big.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to get that. It's every time you breed something into a crop or an animal, you lose something else. So usually you don't get the best of both worlds when it comes to genetics. And there's tons of other things on there too. There's milk. how well the cow's going to milk, ribeye area. There's a whole list of different things that they measure, and they have standards for.
Wow.
I know some of these sales I've sat through. I mean, some of these bulls just go crazy, but usually those are at like shows.
Well, and if Dave, our partner in crime, was here, he'd be asking why you don't auction these off. I mean, obviously there's a good faith and a goodwill effort out of your dad, but your best bull could maybe bring 3 or 4 times the money that you're getting.
Yeah, that's very possible. I think it's part of it is we try not to pass on a bunch of costs to our consumers and the people that buy our bulls. We like it to be affordable, and everything you add on, it just makes it more expensive for the end user, and so we kind of, I don't know, we just want to be affordable, really, in the end.
Yeah,
you're a rare breed.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen very often.
It's not all about showing everyone how big your undercarriage is and I got this much for this bull. It's just being honest and easy to work with is pretty important.
I think we're going to develop a new phrase here. It's, you don't want to show people how big your ice cube is.
Your ice cube. Yeah. I wish you would have seen his ice cube.
It's dirty. Don't say that. We just met the guy.
I'll get one before
You're gonna
the show.
You're going to have to send him the TikTok.
Yeah.
We do like to honor our listeners because just like your bull buying customers, our listeners are extremely valuable to us. That's why we don't pass on all the extra expenses to our listeners. Is that a good job?
There you go.
That was great.
Yeah. Yes.
So we honor them by reading their reviews. Their reviews to us, Cole, are very important. We're going to dive into your social media presence here in a little bit. But we tell them all the time, you can leave us 5 stars and then write whatever you want. We just want the 5 stars. So I'm going to go first here with Nevi Sonova, Nevysnova. We got 5 stars from Nevi Sonova.
Okay.
Pork chili over spaghetti. That's what they do in Cincinnati. It's great. Love the show.
And that was obviously to one of our shorts that asked
Master
Pipe Player, is chili soup?
So, Cole, is chili soup?
What else would you call it?
Exactly. It is soup. But I can't believe the number of comments we got. What did you say?
I don't know if I said anything.
Now,
Randy called it a dip.
Now, I want my chili to be like a
so
dip.
Thick.
I do. I want it thicker. I don't want runny chili.
Yeah.
Didn't Dave's wife make runny chili?
Yeah.
Whether it's soup or chili, I want to be able to eat it with a fork. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sometimes it's crackers to get to that point. But
I need some sustenance.
Yes.
I'm not trying to drink my supper unless it's beer.
Yeah. No, sometimes.
Exactly. So with your chili, what do you typically have as a side?
Garlic bread.
Yeah. See, I grew up in school having cinnamon rolls, but that's where this comes from, is put chili over spaghetti. So I'm assuming just the spaghetti noodles, not like spaghetti with meat sauce already.
Yeah. I could see that, especially if you got a nice meaty chili.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good. Mm-hmm. It'd just be like putting noodles in your...
I kind of want to go to Cincinnati now and kind of do like a pizza review, except do a chili over noodles review.
That'd be all right. I wonder if that's really a thing or if that's just like a one-off person.
Just literally the only person that eats chili on spaghetti.
There's a lot of people that were like up in arms, like you don't have cinnamon rolls with chili. It's like that's what everyone in Iowa had as they grew up as a kid. It doesn't make sense, but I guess it's okay. I mean,
so my wife is from northwestern Iowa, and when they have like state fairs or county fairs or whatever, there's always a pork chop in a glove. Have you heard of that?
Pork chop in a glove?
I've heard of a pork chop on a stick. Where's she from in northwest Iowa? Like Spencer area?
Lamar's.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamar's the home of
They just sell you a glove and a pork chop, and you just walk around eating it. And you don't even have sauce. At least not the people I saw. It's like you need some sauce.
If you get a good enough pork chop, though, you don't need any sauce. I will say that.
But I can't imagine that you're getting a fantastic pork chop when it's being served at 100 pork chops every 20 minutes.
What kind of glove? Is this like a leather glove?
It's like one of those heat-resistant gloves,
Ah.
the type you would wear if you're like working on a griddle, cooking
Yeah.
on that. Yeah.
Man.
Lamar. So that's
Ice cream capital of the world.
where Palmer Candy Company is too, and my twin
your
bangs.
Twin Bings, yeah. Huh.
Have you had a
Yeah,
twin bang?
I've had a twin bang, yeah.
Aren't they the greatest candy bar ever?
It's not a candy bar. It's a candy ball.
It's
Or is it a soup?
It's yeah.
Oh.
It's a ball. What is it again? Like pink marshmallow.
It's a cherry filling with a.
Is there nougat involved?
I
no,
think
I don't think you can call it a nougat.
whatever that pink stuff is, it's not natural. I will say that.
That's pretty.
And
good.
what's it covered with? A nut?
It is crushed peanuts in chocolate.
What if they did cashews?
I do like cashews.
I know.
I'd probably also
Pretty
like
good.
it.
I would probably respect it more.
Oh, whatever.
Got
Sorry.
to keep Randy the farmer employed.
Sorry to go off of this, Cole. You keep mentioning your wife. How'd you guys meet?
Online.
That a boy?
Yeah.
Tinder?
Maybe.
Maybe. I gotta know there had to just please tell me. You don't have to tell me what it is. You had to like slide in with some cool phrase or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I said howdy with the little farmer emoji,
Yeah.
and she said howdy back.
Ooh. Howdy.
Yeah. And the rest is history.
So
Yeah.
do you still say howdy?
I say howdy all the time.
Was she a farm girl?
She has some family that farmed, but no, she grew up in town, and actually both her parents work at the ice cream capital.
Blue
At
Bunny.
Lamar's?
Blue Bunny.
Or
Is
Blue
it-
Bunny,
is that Blue
yeah.
Bunny?
Yes. Yes.
Wells Blue Bunny
There we
specifically,
go.
I suppose.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're stumbling over our words. We should know that.
Oh, I could eat some ice cream right now.
So what does she do
I
now?
had some last weekend.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome. I had a big chocolate dip cone with a scoop of like brownie something and mint chip. Are you guys mint guys?
I can't. I can't.
I don't mind it.
I can't get behind mint ice cream.
I would.
I like mint. I like chocolate. I like ice cream. Separately. Yeah. But if I had to, I mean, I'm not turning it down.
So what does she do now? Does she help on the farm, or is she out making the bills
Nope.
paid?
So she does home loans.
Ah.
Yeah. And actually, that's kind of how I got her to move up here. So my mom has been doing, I think the title is home loan originator.
Yeah.
My mom had been doing that for years, and that's like a 50, 60 hour a week job. And so my mom kind of wanted to slow down, and Tiffany, my girlfriend at the time, she was doing like personal banking in Sioux City. And so I said, well, my mom's switching jobs. Maybe you can apply and get it and move up here. And that's just what happened. So then after that, I was like, well, if she's moving 2.5 hours, I suppose I'd better man up and ask her to marry me. So that's kind of how that worked out.
Nice. Yeah, she's probably not the most loved person right now with interest rates where they're at. Although home loans aren't as bad
No.
as where everything else is.
They've
It's
come back
tough.
down.
Yeah. But
Yeah. So between house prices being high, not much on the market to begin with, and high interest rate, there's not a whole lot moving.
yeah.
No, I think when I've watched your videos, though, she gets out and gets her hands dirty too.
I wouldn't say that.
That's a big eye roll. That's a big eye roll if you're listening.
You have to go watch YouTube
Yeah,
just for that.
that's a major eye roll.
Go to like minute 30 and watch that eye roll.
Yeah.
I don't know if. I mean, she's been in a few videos, but usually just sitting in the tractor with me or, watching, I guess. I don't know.
Does she help you at all on the social side of things?
So she actually, I think she had a major in graphic design, and so she built my website. She's made logos. She, does a lot of that kind of internet stuff that I don't know how to do. So she has helped a lot, actually. Yeah.
Was that in her Tinder bio?
Willing to help social media egg influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually got a good story about how she found out that I made YouTube videos, because it's not like I led with that thinking that this is gonna get me women.
Yeah.
You did.
So she walked through her her parents' living room, and her dad was watching. He had watched for years, I think, and she's like, "Dad, who is that?" And he's like, "Oh, this is Cole Sonny from Mount Vernon, South Dakota. You should go on a date with this guy." And she said, "Actually, I have a date with him next week." He was like, "You're kidding." Yeah.
So
that
you
was
had the father's
pretty
approval already.
Yeah.
Nice.
I remember walking in the first time meeting him. He says, "I know this guy."
At least
Like,
he didn't
right
ask for
on.
your autograph.
No, he hasn't.
Nice. How did the old socials get started for you?
So when I was still in college, I bought a drone because I thought they were cool. And so once I had it, I was just flying it around, taking video of us raking hay, planting, all that different stuff. And so then, you kind of end up with this video and you're like, well, what do I do with it? So I thought might as well throw it on YouTube. That way friends or family could watch or whatever. And for some reason, a couple videos started getting some views. And so, at the time I was watching Millennial Farmer and thought, he talks to the camera, vlogging or whatever, and maybe we'll give that a try. And my dad actually said one day, you should take video of this. And I'm like, well, drone video of pelvic measuring heifers through a chute wouldn't be that great.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, talk to the camera and explain what we're doing. And so my dad really is the one that kind of pushed me to get started on vlogging.
Okay.
That's not the way I thought that was going to go, but a lot of our conversations do start off with, well, I got a drone because I thought it would be cool.
Yeah. It is cool.
Yeah.
Then you're like, what do I do with it?
Just like him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So
now what do you base your content on? Are you looking for anything specific or just wanting to tell the story of what you got going on?
Well, really, each video is an individual day on the farm. So, we got crops and cattle, so we got the whole gamut. We'll be fencing, we'll be haying, planting, harvest, demolition. We're building stuff, we're knocking stuff down. There's a lot that goes on. There's all sorts of maintenance, fixing, welding. So there's a lot of variety. And really, a video is just whatever we got going on that day. Like today, hauling some grain out. We're doing a little cabin. And so it's just going to be start to finish a day in the life on a farm. So we get to show a lot of people what this part of South Dakota is like, and we got viewers all over the world.
So do you record every day?
No, so we upload 3 days a week. So on average, I make 3 videos a week. During the busy season, it's not uncommon to make 5-6 videos in a week, and sometimes, especially during the winter, in January, maybe make 1 to 2 a week. And so it all evens out in the end.
Right. How much time and editing do you put into that, like after shooting it and after you get back to the house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess start to finish, it could take 2 hours.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot. It's not just the editing, though. It's just like you guys said, you care a lot about the reviews your viewers leave. And so you'd be doing a disservice if you didn't read it, maybe acknowledge some of them, reply back. And so between the editing, the talking to viewers, a couple business emails here and there, I'm probably spending a good 3-4 hours every day checking over the social media side of the business. So it certainly takes a lot of time.
Yes, it does. And I know we're much smaller than you are as far as follower count and all that. I can't imagine. I know how much we spend on it.
Yeah,
I know how much time Tanner spends on it.
Thanks. I was waiting for the credit there.
Yeah.
to come in. What do you shoot with? What are you carrying around for a camera?
Yeah, so I have a DJI Osmo Action 4, I think is the new one. I started with my iPhone 6 and then moved into a GoPro Hero 7 Black. But the GoPro, I've heard from many other YouTubers, it just seems to freeze. And then once I switched, I didn't have that issue, and the battery seemed a lot better on the DJI brand as well. So I've had good luck with them. Never went back to GoPro.
And that has like a gimbal on it, so it's always like level and all that kind of stuff.
No, so that's like the Osmo Pocket or something like that.
Gotcha.
So that's same company, but mine does have like a built-in. They call it like electronic stabilization. So essentially, it takes a video this wide and then it crops it down, and then it has a little bit of wiggle room
Nice.
to just try to make everything look smooth. And it works really well. And the newer version, the audio is a lot better. So that's the problem with action cams. You know, they're built to be batted around a little bit, but they don't always have the best audio. You know, external mics are a little bit better, but then that's a whole nother thing I got to mess with. You know, I'm at the end of the day, I'm still a farmer trying to get things done. So.
And that's probably what your audience really appreciates. I mean, it's fun for us. We'll get our year in a review, or TikTok provides us a clip from this day in the past, and you look at how much your quality has improved from whatever date that was to where you're at, and it's astounding, really.
Yeah.
We look at that.
Sorry, go ahead.
We just look at that and sometimes cringe that's what we used to put out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last summer, they came out with the new version, and I mentioned it in a video, and tons of people said this image is a lot more crisp, a lot more colorful, and so they get excited when the quality gets better, and why wouldn't you? You know, it's kind of like going into a movie theater, and now you got some 4G
4D.
4D. Yeah,
There you go.
And it just makes the whole experience better.
Corey's the king of new iPhone every time one gets released.
Why not?
Right.
Stay up
That's
to date.
expensive.
It's always expensive, but it's the worst is when you just jump and do it the first time. But if you do it every year, then it's like $500-600, which is expensive, but it's better than waiting, 3 years and then having to pay $1,200 or $1,500 for the new one, and then you always have the best stuff. Yeah. It's like, shit, man, we're on this all the time, every day, and like we literally get paid for it. I might as well have the best stuff, right?
Yeah.
See, that's exactly what my dad thinks about tractors. It's like we live in these things. Why not have good AC, a nice cab, feel comfortable in the thing.
Yep.
I was just getting ready to make a comment. Some of those guys that roll combines every year, it was a big pain the first time, but it's a calculated expense every year.
Unless you get X9s.
Nah,
have you seen those?
I have seen
Have you seen the depreciation on those?
Yeah.
I mean, they're an awesome beast, but man, when you go from $1 million to 500,000 and 400 separator hours, it's not a good calculation. They got to be hurting, those guys.
Yeah, that's tough.
So
it is, and they put a lot through it. Well, Cole, since you've never listened to a Farm for Profit show before, you don't realize that we enjoy playing games with our listeners.
Tanner enjoys playing games.
You don't enjoy playing games?
Okay, well, that's okay. It sometimes depends on what game.
We're going to play Family Feud, and the two of you are going to play against each other.
Okay.
So here's the thing, Cole, right? We actually have people that comment back to us saying that this is their least favorite part of the episode. And we're ignoring it.
So Tanner is ignoring it. Tanner likes games.
I like games. You've watched Family Feud?
Yep.
So I'm going to give you a question and how many answers there are. We're going to start with you, Cole. You're going to go until you get one wrong. So you get 3 strikes.
Am I on his team or am I going against him?
You're going against him. On the second strike, Corey will get notice that he can steal if you get 3 strikes. So the starting off, and then we'll flip-flop. So out of 100 people surveyed, top 5 answers is what we're looking for. Name something that gets passed around.
I would say a joint.
Ooh. That is the top answer.
That's good. Good answer. Good answer.
That's right.
That's good. Let's say, gosh, this one might be way wrong, but I would say like a newborn baby.
Yes, a baby.
My brother. It is?
The 5th answer is a baby.
Okay. Yeah, my brothers keep having kids, so I've got kids on the brain because they're
Uh-huh.
always running around now.
Name something that gets passed around.
The X.
Yeah, I'm at a loss here.
You got to give me a guess.
I got nothing.
Nothing? So you're just going to pass to Corey? Corey's going to steal it from you if he gets one right?
Shoot. Yeah.
You only have 40 points. You got 34 from a joint and 6 from
It
a
ain't
baby.
looking good. It ain't looking good.
All right, Corey. Corey cannot see the paper. I didn't even give him a copy of this.
No, I don't get this.
Corey, can you get one of the last 3?
I'm going to say salt and pepper.
No, that would have been a good answer. The last 3 answers are a cold, the collection plate, and a rumor.
Dang it. How is salt and pepper not on there?
And how is X not on there?
Yeah,
That was
my X.
That was a good answer. All right. This, I will tell you right away, an answer to this next one is not your X. But we're going to reverse the roles, Cole, so you get the chance to steal. Corey, we are looking for 8 answers.
Okay.
I will say if you get 6, we'll just quit at 6. But name something that might be full of holes.
Swiss cheese.
Yes, the number 1 answer, 40 points.
Jeans.
Clothes is the number 2 answer, 16 points.
Yeah, this is a net.
Yes, a fishing net, the 4th answer, another 9 points.
So I got 3. Isn't that good?
3 out of 8?
Oh, I got to get them all?
Yeah.
I thought you only
You
had
got
to
to clean the board. I told you you'd get 6 out of
Oh.
8. I'd give you the board.
Okay, I've done
Something that might be full of holes. You said cheese, jeans, and a net.
So clothing is done. Like I can't.
Clothing is done. That is correct.
Man, a screen door.
Yes, screen is 2 points, the last answer on the page. You're doing a good job.
An old truck.
No. 1 strike.
Man, this is tough. I might have to just pass on. Let's just see if he can get.
Cole, can you get one of the last 4?
I would say like a target at a shooting range.
No, but that would be a great answer. The ones that are not missed is an alibi or your story. So you got holes in your story. Not a great answer. Mm-mm. A strainer. A golf course. And
your ex.
a street.
No.
A street, potholes.
Oh, okay.
All right. You guys have each kind of tied up here, so we got to do at least one more.
Oh, come on.
That
was good enough. I end on a high
Okay.
point.
Points are doubled.
Okay,
Ooh,
fine.
points are doubled.
Fine.
All right, Cole, you're going to go first. Name 5 things that people kick.
Can.
Yes. The
Okay.
4th answer.
Like a football.
Yep, ball is the number 1 answer. What a kick in the balls.
Kick a rock. I don't know.
No, rock is not correct.
Okay.
You got 3 left. Name things that some people kick.
Your ex.
You got one in mind, Corey?
I got 3 wrote down.
Well, that ain't good.
There's
I
only
might as well
3
give
left.
it to you. Go ahead.
The bucket.
Yes, that's the third, or that is the last answer. Bucket.
Kick the
A bucket is different than a can.
Yep.
I suppose that means like dying. Okay, yeah.
And then I
that
also
makes
had
sense.
tire
Number 2 answer was tire.
and dog.
Oh,
The number
geez.
3 you were reading this.
No, I wasn't. Those are the 3 I wrote down.
What's the movie where he punts the dog?
Baxter. Oh yeah, Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Baxter. No. I'm in a glass case of emotions.
There you go, Cole. You played a game on a podcast.
Thank you.
That was better than whatever that other game was that you. Were
Yeah,
playing.
I think we found our groove. We
Yeah.
can make this one a little bit more fun.
All right.
So Corey said something about RFD TV in the introduction. What are you doing with RFD?
Nothing currently, actually.
Ooh.
We used to. So they created a streaming service a couple years ago, and I guess they had a few social media types that would send them their videos, and they just add that to their site just to kind of round things out a little bit. Obviously they're more rural oriented, so yeah, they had some ag influencers that put some video on there.
Nice.
But I think that was about 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, we haven't done anything with them ever since.
So did they kill the project or just fire you?
No, I mean it's hard to fire someone that wasn't getting paid in the first place, I guess. So I think
yes.
I think they killed the project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously everyone starts off social media, and I don't think they start off to get rich or get Zach Johnson. He's getting paid well, but like at some point you're doing a lot of work and putting a lot of content out there and getting paid. Has that been a big influence on your farm? Has that helped your farm out quite a bit?
Well, I would say it definitely makes an impact. Thinking about the fact that I, farm 35 cows, so it's hard to make a living off cows, and I work for my dad, and so it certainly makes a difference. Quite frankly, I said towards the beginning of the podcast that I was able to buy a piece of land, and that wouldn't have been possible without the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely makes a big impact. But yeah, I'm nowhere near Zach Johnson status, that's for sure.
Yeah. Zach's in his own little world.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Well, he
next
just
level.
puts out great content.
He does.
Yeah.
So what would have to happen for you to stop?
Good question. I guess if I somehow happened across 1,000 acres and could make a living farming, yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. I want to farm, and the benefits from social media presence, having a little bit more jingle in the pocket, definitely helps. But when you work on a farm 8 to 5, 8 to 8, 8 to 10, and then you get home and you got another 4 hours of work to do, that definitely wears on you. So, obviously we all started it because we love it. We wanted to share our lives with people, entertain, educate. But yeah, there needs to be some upside to that. No one's just going to put in hours and hours of work for no gain whatsoever. So I guess at the end of the day, if I can sustain a family with farming alone, have a couple kids around where they need more time versus my laptop taking all my time, that would definitely get me to think long and hard about if I want to keep making YouTube videos.
Right.
Yeah, we've talked about that. We don't have any intentions of ending anytime soon, but what's it take? We've always said from the beginning, as soon as it doesn't become fun, then you start looking for an exit strategy. But I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
But you're right. Actually, my wife just last night said, is it really always going to be your laptop after the girls go to bed? There's a lot, even though we still pass off our editing. We have Corey manage social media. There's a lot of things that I don't do that I used to do.
You just got to tell her it wouldn't be if you would just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
Put the laptop right away.
there's a lot of sacrifices that go into doing all of this.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of the coolest things that you've gotten to do because of being on social media?
Outside of being on Farm4Fun.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So I've been invited to, various farm shows. That's been fun. I went with John Deere to the NCBA 3 years ago, and I went with Arts Way to the NCBA this year in Orlando. So that's pretty fun. People ask you to go somewhere and speak at something, speaking events, and just really the people you meet, the equipment you get to demo. Not every farm gets to have new stuff multiple times a year, and and we get the opportunity to try new stuff out for a week or two at a time. So that's a lot of fun, being able to get some new paint and try it out and run it for free sometimes. And yeah.
What is, when you do get invited to speak, what do you speak on, or what's your topic that you like to go on?
Yeah, it depends on who's asking, and sometimes they have suggestions, but I do have a little presentation that I have made that I go off of, and it's a little bit about the social media, because that's why I got asked in the first place, but it's a lot about agriculture and trying not to make a bad name for agriculture, because there's a lot of ways to do it. And something might happen on your farm someday, and you're like, this will get a lot of views, and it may look the industry look bad, especially if it has to do with a cow breaking a leg or whatever. We don't want people, all they see is the failures and the bad things that happen on a farm. But also, say it rains. That's about the best thing that happens on a farm. No, not many people are going to take a video of it raining and be like, "Hey, it rained," and get a bunch of views. So unfortunately, the bad things that happen on the farm is what often gets the most views and draws attention.
Right.
He's right.
We just don't want to make things look bad.
When it rains, I feel like we all celebrate it.
Oh,
because everybody gets a rain day. You get the opportunity to have a day off ish.
Yeah. Well, so I said on Monday, I think we've been planting for like 7 days straight, and I was like, it's supposed to rain tomorrow or today or whatever. I said, tomorrow's our weekend.
Yeah.
But yet, we were still there.
Yeah, that's probably about the time I texted Cole, and I was like, or emailed him, said, hey, what do you think at the end of the week? But again, we had to be just as flexible as you were for this schedule, because you have no idea what is going to happen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I do think you could make a second presentation, though. I think you could do one on dating advice. You have like 2 slides. Open with howdy and a farmer emoji, and have Dad won over before she gets won over.
That's probably the best success of the YouTube channel to date. You already had it in the bag.
Make sure future wife can take your mom's job.
Three slides.
There you go.
Yes.
That's great.
I think you could probably tour the country with that presentation.
I could make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what are you excited for? You got any big plans this year?
Oh.
Gonna drop a calf of your own?
Nope.
No.
That is not on the calendar.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Got a vacation coming, I guess.
You came up with the question, and he knew exactly what you were asking. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell did you just say?
He knows. You going to come to Farm Progress Show?
I've never been. Unfortunately, a lot of those shows are right when we start calving, or right when we're doing high moisture corn and silage. And so we're usually busy, because isn't Farm Progress right around February?
No.
So Farm Progress is the last week of August. The National Farm Machinery Show is February.
Yeah. Okay.
Which last part of August you could be getting into silage or high moisture corn, depending on.
Yeah, our family is usually that 2nd to 3rd week of September. Right. If you come to Farm Progress, our studio is literally 15 miles away, and we're going to be hosting our after party again.
Yep.
So you and the wife should venture on down and come say hello.
Yeah, it'd work out perfect if I could deliver some beef too while I'm headed that way.
That'd be good.
That's right. Be a work trip, a ride-off.
Oh, yeah.
Is it always going to be through Farmer Grade, or do you think you'll have your own direct to beef at some point?
Yeah, I have no plans to create a whole nother business or a whole business. So I think Sawyer's really good to work with, and he's put a lot of work into that. So yeah, I definitely plan to continue to keep working through Farmer Grade.
I am making a note right now to send Sawyer a bill for the publicity.
Just send us meat. What do you do with the nuts when you guys castrate? Do you guys eat them?
No, so Dad, he sells bulls, so they don't get castrated. My herd isn't all purebred, and I don't have the same genetics that he does. So my bull calves do get banded at birth, and so they fall off somewhere, but I don't go and pick them up. I
Yeah.
guess.
That wouldn't be. It'd be like a Rocky Mountain pea,
Yes.
not an oyster.
Corey's got this master idea that he wants to create a Rocky Mountain oyster direct consumer business.
That's pretty cool.
It's a novelty. It's like crawfish, right? Like no one wants to sit down and get full on crawfish, but they want the experience, right?
But, it's like something you bring to a party, gets people talking.
Yeah. It's like, are you going to Jim Bob's, nut fry? Where is that? Because yes, I am going. Like, do I have to bring my own beer? Because I'll be there. Type of
Bring
deal.
your own nuts.
Yeah. But the worst part is like, as you've done farmer grade, like everything you have to take it to a specific locker because they're gonna have a USDA inspector there.
Yep.
And say, yep, this is individually packaged for sale. And how do you do that with nuts when it is not at the butcher?
And you can't expect you to drive 2 hours to our nut harvesting facility that is USDA inspected to run all of your bull calves through.
I mean, can you not go online and find some right now? That's
the whole.
I gotta imagine someone's figured out how to do that.
Nope, that's the hole in the market.
Someone in that, gosh dang, what is that website that we interviewed?
Chop Local.
Chopped Local. Someone had nuts on there, but they were sold out.
Right.
I don't know how they were doing it.
Because they get like 4 sets of nuts every year.
I don't know how they do it, but
this is typically how our shows end. Is we get
off the rails.
We get about this far in, and Corey comes up with business ideas that he's never going to implement.
You know what I'd like to do? Nuts.
Oh, Jesus. You give me an ice cube that looks like a penis, and now you're talking about nuts.
And it's out.
Oh, sorry. Well, at least we got some time between now and May. Cole's vacation.
It's about the same size.
Yes. As you were measuring with your fingers earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Cole, we ask everybody at the end of our episodes the same question because we like to get a comparison of answers.
Wow, you did roll with that, didn't you?
Roll with what?
Dave and Mai's question.
Yes. I want to know what the best food you have ever had is and where you can get it.
I would say a prime rib at Wormer's hometown bar. Over in South Dakota.
Wormers. You're one of the few that haven't said something about your own mother or grandmother's cooking, just so you know. So if your mom chooses to listen to this, I'm sorry.
I don't think she'll take offense.
But I appreciate the fact that finally we have something that our listeners can drive to and order the prime rib at if they wanted to.
Is that an everyday thing or just certain days of the week?
Nope. I think it's just some Saturdays. Might not.
Probably one
yeah,
Saturday
it's not every.
month.
It's not every Saturday. Yeah.
Nice. Do you get a lot of pheasant hunters up there?
Oh yeah, we're the pheasant capital of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to be. We sent them all your way.
Hey, they've come back quite a bit, and we got some quail back too.
Yeah.
So, but I would like to go pheasant hunting sometime up there. I've been snow goose hunting up there, but
the numbers have been down the last few years. We've been having some droughts, so it's pretty hard to find for those little baby birds to find water.
Mm-hmm.
But it can go the other way too. If you're too wet, then there's no nesting habitat, right? So, gotta have that fine medium.
Yeah. So I do think the numbers are coming back a little bit this year. I've been seeing quite a few lately, anyway. But yeah, hopefully we start building.
Nice.
That's cool.
I found a baby raccoon last night.
Yeah, I saw you were feeding
I
it.
went out to go mushroom hunting, and I kept hearing this like squeaking. It sounded like two trees rubbing together.
Yeah.
And I about stepped on the thing, and it had been there. It had been there while it was cold, and so it didn't have its eyes open or nothing. And I took it to the neighbors because they got 3 little girls and a bunch of animals, and I'm like, you guys can do something with this. But then I had to go do since we're co-parenting.
You had to do
this
chores.
Raccoon. I had to feed it some kitten milk replacer. So yeah.
So my wife grew up on a highway, major highway, and mama raccoon would usually get hit on the highway, and I think she's probably saved the life of 6 to 8 raccoons.
So I need to talk to her for some advice.
Yep. So they raised them until they kept them in the house like a cat until they'd get big enough and old enough that they'd start ruining the furniture, and then they'd finally let them go.
Okay. Did they have to wipe their butt like a mama cat to get them to go to the bathroom? That's what I don't know.
You text my wife, and she will be elated to help you with whatever advice you need.
Maybe I should just bring it over to your house.
No. No.
Yeah.
I don't need another chore. Well, Cole, thank you for doing our podcast, even though you've never listened before.
Yeah, I got someone just pulled into the yard.
Oh, shit.
In like a nice Escalade.
Yeah, that's our service. We are saying that to you. That's our thank you gift.
You sent that to me.
Yep. Perfect timing.
Also, might want to grab a gun. I don't know.
All right. If our listeners want to find you, how do they do that?
Yeah, if you just check out Sunny Farms, you'll find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and it's spelled Sonne. It's Danish.
That's great. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Corey, what do you tell our listeners?
Say crack a bush light. You deserve it.